What is going on, y'all? Lildogdog here. Today, I've got the Eyes of Glouphrie guide for you. This is a very much requested guide. Not actually, but people say that all the time. Anyways, this quest is how you unlock crystal singing. I'm sure it's very useful. A lot of people are going to do this quest, and you need this quest to get the quest cape, right? This is a one-to-one real-time quest guide. You guys know them, you guys love them. So you can follow along, do this quest as I do it. All the chat options are on screen, and there will even be some little prompts for you to skip around if you don't feel like watching through dialogue on two screens at one time. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share, all those things that YouTubers tell you to do because apparently it helps with the algorithm. I don't know. I'm not an engineer. Enough shilling. Let's get into the requirements. All right, so there is one quest required for this quest, and that quest is the Grand Tree. If you're watching this video and you haven't done the Grand Tree, what are you doing? It's like one of the main quests if you're a member. You should probably do it. Pretty good rewards, especially if you're a low-level player. The skill requirements for this quest are 5 construction and 46 magic. You cannot boost these skills, so don't even think about it. You just need to have these to even start the quest. As for the items you're going to need, that is 1 mud rune, 1 maple log, 1 oak log, and 1 bucket of sap. The mud rune is going to be ground up, so if you have ground mud rune, that will work as well. And the bucket of sap can be obtained just by using any bucket, as long as it's empty, on a evergreen tree. Evergreen trees can be found around the Edgeville Monastery, so just go to your Edgeville lodestone and run a little to the southwest. Now, there is one thing I'd recommend. There is combat in this quest, but it's not really like difficult combat. All the things you have to kill have 1 HP and won't really damage you. However, they can be out of melee range. So it's recommended that you bring magic or ranged combat equipment so that you can kill these level 1 creatures, 1 health creatures that you have to kill to progress the quest. To start the quest, you're going to talk to Brimstail in his cave located on the southwest side of the Tree Gnome Stronghold. You're going to go just to this little hill here and enter the cave by clicking on the door, and then talk to Brimstail, who's walking around the table. Choose the first chat option. What's that cute creature walking around? FYI, not really a cute creature. And he's going to tell you that he's not really sure. It just kind of showed up one day and keeps him company. So why wouldn't he keep it around? It's cute, right? Choose the first chat option. Yes, that sounds fascinating because he's like, you like magic, I like magic. Let's talk about magic. And he tells you about some history of magic. Choose the first chat option. Oh, yes, I love a bit of history because he's like, wait, I'm probably boring you. I always do this at bars and women walk away. Do you want to hear about this? He's going to tell you a little more about history of the gnomes, and eventually you're going to get the prompt to accept a quest. Accept a quest. Shouldn't even have to tell you to do that part. And then once the dialogue ends here, you're going to want to run to the western portion of the cave and inspect the singing bowl. The singing bowl is in the center of the area on your map that has like a moat around it right here. So you don't actually have to get next to it. You can just click on it and choose inspect. Make sure you click through the dialogue all the way or you won't get credit for this. Now you're going to run to the north and unlock Oaknocks Machine. You won't actually unlock it, but it'll give you this little dialogue here. And then click on Oaknocks Exchanger, and then just close out of this interface once it's open. You can't do anything right now. Next, run to the west and inspect the machine panel, and you'll be given this little diagram here with a bunch of colors stacked up on top of each other. Close out of this dialog box as well. I'll explain that later. And now we're going to go back to Brimstail. Talk to Brimstail and choose the first chat option. I've had a look in the other room now. He's going to tell you about Oaknocks Machine and that he's not really sure what it does, but he knows that Oaknock was a very, very old gnome and that there's only one gnome left who knows about what the machine could possibly do. So he tells you that one person is Hazlemere, and he also tells you that he can't really help you talk to him, but Hazlemere will probably find a way. So when you're presented with the chat option, choose the first chat option. Of course, I'd love to go talk to Hazlemere. And so he tells you that Hazlemere can be found where he was before, just east of Yanil. Quite the dialogue here. So, Hazlemere can be found on his own little island here, east of Yanil, as I said. So, home teleport to Yanil. I did use quick charges during this quest, I apologize. And then run east through Yanil all the way to Hazlemere's island. Once you make it into Hazlemere's house, you're going to want to climb up the ladder. And then when you're on the top floor, talk to Hazlemere. Now, when you talk to him, you're not going to be able to understand him because he's speaking Gnomish. You don't understand Gnomish. But after just too much difficulty, Hazlemere will eventually cast a spell on you, essentially talking into your brain and talking through your consciousnesses. Once he does that, you're going to get some cutscenes here that explain what happened in the past and what Oaknocks Machine does. So I'll let you enjoy those cutscenes, and I'll catch you back when those cutscenes are over. So basically, as those cutscenes said, Glouphrie's kind of a bad dude and does kind of bad things. And he was cast out of the kingdom because he's kind of a bad dude. Hazlemere explains that the machine is actually an anti-illusion device and could be very useful for finding out if Glouphrie is still doing anything he should not be doing. He's going to give you this little colored disc here and tells you to take it back to Brimstail. So, we need to get back to the Tree Gnome Stronghold. The fastest way to get there is by going through the Spirit Trees. The Spirit Trees are located in, well, the easiest to access is located in the Grand Exchange in the northeast corner. So we're going to home teleport to Varrock. From the Lodestone, run north and then west, and then make your way to the northeast corner of the Grand Exchange. Once in the Grand Exchange, right-click on the Spirit Tree and select the Teleport option. This is going to take you directly to the Tree Gnome Village. Once you're in the Tree Gnome Village, you're going to be right in front of a Spirit Tree. Right-click it, select Teleport, and then choose option number 2 for the Tree Gnome Stronghold. Now, from the Spirit Tree location, you're going to walk back to Brimstail's Cave. Once you're back outside Brimstail's Cave, click on the door to enter, and then talk to Brimstail. Choose the first chat option. I visited Hazlemere. He told me all sorts of interesting things. And then your character proceeds to inform him of everything that he was told by Hazlemere. Now, it's not that simple, right? While you are telling Brimstail about what happened, you get this cutscene here. And on the left side of your screen, what is supposed to be invisible gnome can be seen infiltrating. And he's going to do some bad gnome themes because he's probably associated with Glouphrie, who's the main villain. He's going to walk his way over to Oaknocks Machine, and he is going to sabotage it, preventing you and Brimstail from being able to use it now that you actually know what it is. You hear the loud noise of sabotage, and you and Brimstail run over. You realize that the machine is broken, and the cutscene ends. Now, thankfully, for some reason, you knew to bring the items to fix it. So to start, we're going to click on the mud rune in your inventory and select the grind option. Grind it up into ground mud rune, and then use that ground mud rune on the bucket of sap in your inventory. Now you're going to walk over to Oaknocks Exchanger and inspect it. Once you've inspected it and you got this dialogue here telling you what needs to be fixed, you're going to use the magic glue, which is what was the bucket of sap, on the exchanger, and your character will repair it. Once everything is repaired, you're going to want to go back to Brimstail. And choose the first chat option. I think I've fixed the machine now. Brimstail will be like, that's great. And by the way, I found more of those colored discs around here that you were looking for. Awesome. Now you've got 3 of those colored discs in different shapes. What you want to do now is drop all of those colored shapes in your inventory and talk to Brimstail again. You're going to want to choose the first chat option each time you do this, and he will give you 3 additional discs each time. Every time he gives you those discs, drop them to the floor and talk to him again, repeating this process. You want to do this at least 10 times. I would say probably 15 or until he won't even let you do it anymore, because the more discs you have, the easier this next part is going to be. I'm not going to talk through this because it's seriously like 4 minutes of talking to him, dropping discs, and just repeating that process. Disregard the voice crack. But seriously, just talk to him and do this as many times as you can um, until I stop. Once you think you've gotten enough discs, loot them all off the ground, and we're going to actually do the puzzle now. I spoke to Brimstail one more time here, but I had stuff in my inventory, so I didn't get anything. All right, once you have all your discs picked up, you're going to want to run over to Oaknocks Machine and attempt to unlock it. Click on the machine, and you're going to be presented with this interface right here. On the right side, it'll have a list of all the discs you've obtained going from red to violet. It's going to have this machine here with what is a hand, a coin slot, and a number. Now, to unlock this device, you need to click on the correct colored shape that equals exactly the number displayed for you. Now, I understand that can sound really confusing, so what I've done here is just taken something from the RuneScape wiki and put it here, and this shows you the value of each shape for each corresponding color. So, each color has a value, red being 1, violet being 7, and ascending in that order along the color scale, Roy Jabiv. And then what you do with that value is multiply it by the number of sides each shape has to figure out its value. So just for explanation, an orange, which is worth 2, just the color orange is worth 2, as a square is worth 8 because 2 times 4. Whereas you'll see me do a yellow triangle twice during this video because I had to get the value 9 twice with just one shape. A yellow worth 3 with 3 sides would be equal to 9. 3 times 3 equals 9. Your puzzles will be different than mine in the number that you have to obtain, so reference back to this table when you're trying to solve your puzzle to figure out what shapes you need to use. So to actually unlock your puzzle, what you need to do is click on the correct colored shape, and then click on the coin slot to enter the shape into the device. Once you click on the coin slot, it will be entered, and then you want to click on the little green dot next to where your shape is. It will then unlock, and we have 3 more to do this time, with 1 shape being required the first time, 2 shapes being required the second time, and 3 shapes being required the third time. Now, that you may run into this problem, which I ran into, and that I didn't have the right shapes to equal the number that I needed. I could equal 34, but I could not equal 23 because I did not have any single digit. Basically, I had no number ones, which are a red circle. So what I had to do was go over to the exchanger. The exchanger is just next to Oaknocks Machine, and I'll show you how to use that now. So this is what the interface for Oaknocks Exchanger looks like. It's got the same system with a coin slot, and then 3 spots for shapes on the left side, and then the shapes that you want to make are going to be displayed on the right side. Now what I needed was a red circle, so if you need something low, you want to put in a number that's already low. So what I wound up putting in was a orange pentagon, and then you click this little arrow in between to change what it's going to exchange into. I clicked this until I saw that I was going to get a red circle. And then once I saw the red circle, you click the green checkbox. Now you can do this multiple times to exchange as many things as you want. If you're looking for a specific number that you're missing, just make sure that you don't split the one that you're using into something else. Once you have all the correct discs that you're going to need for the second puzzle, head back to the Oaknocks machine and put in the discs for your corresponding numbers. It's unfortunate this is different for everybody. It makes it very tough for me to do a guide, but I hope I did a good enough job explaining how this works for you so that you can get through this portion of the quest. Just for more explanation on what I'm doing here, I needed equal 34, so I put in an indigo pentagon, which is equal to 30, and a red square, which is equal to 4. That equals 34. On the top, I put in a yellow triangle, which I know is equal to 9, because 3 times 3, and you can only do 1 in that slot, so it had to be exactly 9. Now, in the bottom, I needed 3 shapes that equaled 23. So what I wound up doing was an orange pentagon, which equaled 10, a yellow square, which is 12, so that gives me 22, and then I did that red circle to make it 23. Once you're done, you hit the green checkbox at the bottom right, and you have fixed Oaknocks Machine. I'm glad we got through that. That puzzle sucked to explain. When you finish going through the machine and using the anti-illusion portion, you're going to see this little cutscene here wherein the cute creature that has been supervising all of Brimstail's work is actually an evil creature and was an illusion. Through this, you guys realize that he has been being spied on, and you have to kill this little evil creature for its sins. So, attack the evil creature as soon as you can, and then talk to Brimstail. Choose the first chat option. Phew! I've got that machine working now. Well, what do I need to do now? And he's like, you should probably go report this to the king because it's not okay. We're being spied on by Glouphrie and these fancy little pets that he sent us. And I'm pretty sure the king also has one of these pets. So everything the king does is being reported to Glouphrie. You're like, all right, I think that's a good plan, Brimstail. I'll see you later. So we go to the Grand Tree to talk to King Narnod Shaheen. We're going to do this by exiting the cave and then running to the northeast. Once you get to the Grand Tree, you're going to want to talk to the king, and you're going to report to him what is going on with these once cute creatures now being evil creatures. He's like, well, I've seen a lot of these cute creatures around. If they're spying, you should probably just kill all of them. So once this dialogue ends, you're going to want to kill the evil creature that is in the room with the both of you. There's a total of 6. The next one is going to be on the top floor of the Grand Tree, so right-click on the ladder and click top floor. Attack the evil creature. And before you climb back down the stairs, make sure you're given credit for the kill in your chat box. It should say you've taken care of 3 out of 6. Now you're going to want to climb to the bottom floor. You can use right-click on the ladder and select the bottom floor option. And now we're going to go get the 4th evil creature, which is located just north of the swamp in the tortoise pen. So the tortoise pen is just northwest of your current location. There are more efficient ways to get there than the way I got there, because I wasn't honestly really paying that much attention when I was clicking about. You can run north. You don't have to run all the way west over here. Like, look at this. I'm just standing here. What am I doing? Get it together, kid. All right, so in the tortoise pen, there's going to be this evil creature. You're going to want to attack it and kill it. We've established that's kind of the goal here by now. The fifth evil creature is going to be located by the spirit tree right in the middle of the stronghold. That's located pretty much just south, a little southeast, but run south and you'll get there. Attack the evil creature, be walking around right along the path here. And then there's one more evil creature located just south of the tree at the main gate. So run south to the gate. And then you're going to want to attack the evil creature here. AoE spells are not recommended. But we're just going to cut that out. So, once you've killed the sixth and final creature, we need to go back to King Narnote. That's just north. Little editing magic, and I was never in combat. While we're in this little lull period here, I would recommend you bank all the shapes that you have left over because they're going to be needed for the path of Glouphrie as well. So just hang on to those because you can use them later and it'll be a lot easier than having to do that drop trick again. Once you're back in the Grand Tree, talk to King Narnote. You'll tell him that everything's been taken care of, and he's like, all right, cool. I appreciate it, man. Probably gonna still be a problem though, so I'll see you next time. And then that's quest complete. So yeah. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you want, join the friends chat. Check out my other videos. Subscribe. It really helps out the channel. Honestly, it does. I get a lot more views when I get a lot of subscribers. Check out my Twitch because I'll probably stream eventually. And share the video. Use all my quest guides. Yeah. Thanks.